Greetings ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's Reddit series video from the subreddit HFY called Warned, written by You Sure I'm Not a Robot. The link to the original will be down below, and as always, I hope that you enjoy. Chapter 12, The Dark Path. Commander Rexic was studying the newest intel from the Council planets, concerned but expected. It's always irritating when they start shooting the ones who see the truth. After that, it's just a race to the bottom. They even end up in a bunker screaming for all those divisions they told them that they had. "Sir, Commander 3 wishes to meet you. He wants a word." "Certainly, send him in." "Commander 3. Sir, did you mean what you said, that I can return to Earth?" "Commander Rexic. I wish we all could. I encourage it. This is a difficult time and an impossible job. Do you want to go home?" "Commander 3. Sir, I don't want to let anyone down. The things we do, the things we have done, millions dead. I can't. I'm sorry." Commander Rexic nodded. "Trust me, it'll be the best thing that I've done since I got here. If that's what you want, I'll call the ship." "Yes, Commander, that's what I want." "Commander Pella has decided to return to Earth. Please arrange it." "Yes, Commander." The ship disappeared into the distance. You could hardly see the explosion. Commander Rexic. "A dark path. Do you think me cruel? We can only offer one road, revenge, justice, and a chance to avenge our families, but we do not offer a way back." He left without blood on his hands, without being a war criminal, with hope. Who of us has that? If I had let him live and the evils we commit become the sins of many, not the few, we cannot go home. If we did, it wouldn't be home anymore. Tell Commander 4 to begin." "Yes, Commander." Commander 4 examined his new ships. He had wanted to be on the offensive, and here he was. This was a fleet to be proud of. It was like leading a flight of arrows into battle. He was sitting on the biggest bomb he had ever heard of. That might restrict him in direct combat, but his wingmen were the best that he had ever seen. He had all the intel that Earth had on the Council shipyards, based on the age of the ships, the nations flying them, and knowing that the wealthiest got the newest ships, that he had a direction. Assuming the Council was panicking, he just needed to get close and follow his nose. The Council told everyone that the humans had deceived them, that they would never turn on their allies, that the humans had disguised themselves as the Council fleet to destroy the trust that the people had in the Council. After that, every Council ship was met by an armed guard and, occasionally, a missile. Who could be sure who was on the right ships? Commander 4 encountered, briefly, a convoy. They appeared to be a transport of conscripted pilots and ship staff. From the disgruntled notes he recovered from the wreckage he found in his target, he sent the intel back and moved on. Central Council Shipyard Axiom System. "Are you sure these orders are correct?" "Yes, sir. I checked. We were ordered to build 10 new fleets. They refused to say what happened to the existing ones. We are also to accommodate and train crews for these new ships." "Have they gone insane? We produce 16, maybe 17 ships a week. How do they expect us to produce 12,000 all at once?" "Sir, they say that they are sending an efficiency team to help from the Council security." "Freck, don't tell the men. We'll lose half of them with desertions in a week." "Sir, they already know. The Council posted a warning about poor work practices and disloyalty. We are already missing 12 engineers. Not one has shown up for work. Also, we seem to be missing a battleship. Apparently, it went out of the system for trials with a 12 crew." End of chapter. Chapter 13. Final Fleets. Commander Rexic. "Commander, we need you to occupy the Council worlds. We have defeated their fleets and destroyed their garrisons. Push as hard and as fast as you can. We need the subjugated worlds to see that they can win. We can only defeat the Council if the galaxy itself overthrows these parasites. We need you to take as many as you can. Your fleet awaits." Commander 2. "Would you be overly concerned if I altered the design of my soldiers?" Commander 6 had a peculiar sense of humor. Commander Rexic. They are yours to command. I think I'll keep mine as they are. Fair sailing and Godspeed. Commander Rexic activated the Commander 5's last creation, a.k.a. could never be allowed to lie abandoned. With him taking the final fleet out of the system, its purpose was fulfilled. It did, however, hold many of mankind's secrets. As he watched the much-abused sun sent nova, every installation, every trace of what happened was enveloped. Win or lose, no one would find answers here. The final fleet went to work. Commander 2's first call was the Taweli home system. He was hailed as soon as they detected his arrival. Human fleet, I represent the Ch.12 provisional government. We surrender unconditionally. The garrisons are empty. The few military ships we have left contain only refugees from the council. Please respond. The message repeated as he removed in system. Commander 2. The Taweli government, I accept your surrender. I will place a garrison on the capital planet, and they will take no action if not attacked. You are free to govern yourself as you see fit. You enact the regulations attached. If you attempt to rejoin the council, you will not be permitted to surrender again. Commander 2 landed his soldiers without slowing down. A few ships were detached to stand guard. Next was the Lagat Corporation system. This time he was met with fire. The heavy price of complacency was evident. The installations were outdated and had obviously been underfunded for generations. His fleet blew them to shrapnel. Commander 2 moved to the capital planet. He broadcasted the destruction of the Lagat fleet, followed by a message, I'm here for your unconditional surrender. Submit or face battle. From the surface flew missiles, plasma cannon fire, and defiance. Lagat Government Complex. We will not surrender our place in the council. Flee before our fleets arrive and destroy you. Commander 2 broadcast the destruction of every fleet sent against mankind. You have no fleets. He moved his ships into orbit and began to systematically begin mapping and destroying every command and control center. Then he began landing his armies. The first target was the Zenep Central Barracks, still empty since the military's destruction. Guarded only by a few militia, it was taken in moments. Commander 2 decided to use it as his own command center. Urban conflict had been a feature of human warfare for generations. The Lagat had used mercenaries or proxies. They had no idea. Some of their militia even stood on the way and commanded his troops to stop. They didn't. Within hours, they controlled the planet. His men surrounded the government complex. Commander 2. This is your final opportunity to surrender. We will accept nothing less of absolute capitulation. Or you can die. I am fine with either. Lagat Government Complex. We surrender. Commander 2. You will immediately surrender the assets of all the government officials, past and present. Also include a list of criminal corporations that must be surrendered. We may add that to the list. Forward the banking details and account access now. Commander 2 sent the final intel to Earth, the largest heist in history. Earth now controlled over 70% of all the Council's assets. Commander 4 sent in his scouts. It was not promising. He needed to defeat the main shipyard complex, but this was run by engineers. Either by design or professional pride, the defenses were well placed and up to date. His new intel from Commander 2 included codes and maps for such the complex. The Ch.12 seemed to bear a grudge. The tactical analysis of the system indicated that he would be able to reach the complex, but, depending on the response times, he could lose. Unacceptable. Time to change the equation. If he channeled his inner Skywalker and bit of Endo Wigan, and then he had a plan. The repair yards were empty. Nothing came back to be repaired. He could go straight through the surface and below. All he needed was a screen. Commander 6 provided it. His fleet swept in the system in a swirling fractal pattern. Commander 4 sat at the center, protected by the swarm. They accelerated, firing on anything within range or sending out ships to engage and delay. Taweli codes deactivated some defenses, confused others. Faster and faster the swarm approached the complex. Evacuate, clear all stations, this is not a drill. Evacuate, clear all stations, this is not a drill. Commander 4 blew through the repair yards, the swarm dispersing to battle the approaching ships. Too late. You look out for the fighters, I'll take care of the towers. Send our intel, they're sailing. His ship penetrated the planet and buried itself deep. The planet shook, it seemed to exhale, the ground rose and then fell. Buildings collapsed, the space elevators torn from the moorings fell back towards the surface. The Council would never build their weapons here again. End of chapter. Chapter 14. Fair Sailing. Commander Rexic. Updates. Sir, Commander 2 reports that he has obtained an unconditional surrender from the Tuel, the Lagak Consortium, the Anazig, and the Tencent Nation, and the Compass Alliance. The Compass Alliance were very grateful that we returned most of the ship crews. He is now moving to the next target. Earth Fleet reports that they are inbound. Acknowledged. Council War Room. Excellencies, it is no longer safe here. Our shipyards have fallen. There will be no new fleets. The humans are probably on their way. You must leave. Traitor! We cannot be defeated. This is not the humans. They are dead. This is you. This is a rebellion. Excellencies, the human fleet has arrived in our system. Commander Rexic. The last time I was here to plead for justice. This time I'm here to carry it out. Activate the UAA. On the first trip, he had dispersed the UAA across the Council world. They had rested passive, intercepting communications, gathering intel. Now they began new tasks. Orders were sent to the Council all aggression towards the incoming fleet. Identifying it as a Council member, system defenses were sent to repair mode, senior staff were dismissed without warning, capable military strategists were faced with arrest warrants for sex crimes. Entire departments were sent on holiday. News organizations began broadcasting the uncut footage of multiple defeats and the ongoing surrenders. Chaos began. Commander Rexic. Attention Council System, any ships or orbital stations in the system will be destroyed. We advise you to return to the base or evacuate to the nearest planet. There will be no exceptions. Begin the attack. The final fleet began by annihilating all ships in system, unless they were clearly attempting to land. The small Home Guard fleet led the system. They scoured the space clean. The fleet moved into orbit. Council, I offer you a chance to surrender or face destruction. I want your unconditional surrender, but I prefer your destruction. Choose. Council War Room. Kill them! They are ghosts! Call up the fleets, crush them! Commander Rexic. Begin invasion. Epilogue. Members of the Council, I stand here once again. I warned you for the first time that you have paid the price for your greed, your casual cruelty, and your criminality. The deaths you inflicted on my people have been repaid 1,000-fold. Those dead rest on your conscience. May you carry it forever. In this world and into the next, I am a human, and I was your adversary in this war. I am not humanity. You faced 10 of us, not some horde, not some army, not some vast enemy. You faced 10 people who paid the price for your avarice. Humanity is coming. It'll come with an open hand and a light heart. What I did to you is what happens when you abuse that. When you think kindness is weakness. When you think hope is naivety. When justice is something bought and sold. When you attack the innocent, they do not remain innocent. We are war. We have done things to ourselves that, even now, would make you sick. Every day of peace is a battle that we have won. I will return to the dark. You'll find a new light shining. Now, my people can look into the night sky and see hope. Mourn your dead. Weep for the war and everything it cost. Don't do it again. There will always be someone watching. Commander Rexic, are you sure? Do you need to ask? Well then, welcome to your new post, Commander 10. A single note exists, the only evidence that we have, also known as Omotez, Jillian, a.k.a. Commander 10, Murphy, Gary, a.k.a. Commander 9, Dubois, Jean, aka Commander 8. Amatoya Ben, aka Commander 7. Sata Mia, aka Commander 6. Morton Bull, aka Commander 5. Gates Andrew, aka Commander 4. Pella Unknown, aka Commander 3. Romana Sid, aka Commander 2. Rexit John, aka Commander 1. End of chapter and end of story. I hope that you enjoyed. If you'd like to support the channel or the author, all the stuff is down below. And as always, I hope that you guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next story. Cheers.